So guys, Eddie Hearn says that Amir Khan is no longer fighting for legacy, he's fighting for money. Let's break what he said down. He was talking about the Pacquiao Khan situation, and he was saying that for Amir, it's no longer about legacy. He's fighting to, make some money, it's all about the money for Amir Khan now. Obviously, we know Eddie Hearn wants to make the Kell Brook Amir Khan fight. And I think Eddie Hearn probably feels a bit mugged off by Khan because he signed a 3-fight matchroom deal, and I think Eddie Hearn thought that he'd get a Kell Brook fight in there, and unfortunately Amir Khan used Eddie Hearn and he didn't get a Kell Brook fight in there, which was very disappointing for Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn still probably wants to work with Amir Khan. I don't know. He'd said that they pulled out the Jeddah fight that he had. He didn't want no involvement in that. I'm not sure I agree with that. I feel that maybe I don't know. I don't know because maybe there was some kind of breakdown in negotiations, or I don't know, because Eddie, when he's not involved with something, he always says, we didn't want that fight, or we didn't want to pay that kind of money, or he always has something to say when he's not involved in an event. But I can understand Eddie Hearn's frustration, right? He really badly wants to make the Kell Brook Amir Khan fight, and it's not happening for him. It's not happening for him. He's tried so many ways, and I think he's got to the point where he doesn't even want to badmouth Amir Khan anymore. It's just got so frustrating and boring for him, where he's like, I can't be asked anymore. It's just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You got to feel for him. He's wanted to make the fight, but I think Amir Khan, he's right. Amir Khan now is not worried about legacy. He wants to make the money. That's it. If he gets a Manny Pacquiao fight, you can say arguably that's legacy fight, because he'll be fighting somebody that potentially would be a world champion. And, it'd be a massive fight. It'd be a bigger fight than Kell Brook, because Kell Brook's not as big as Pacquiao. But I would say a lot of the public and the fans are now against Amir Khan a little as well. But one thing that Eddie Hearn said, which was spot on, that Amir Khan doesn't really care about what people think or say. Because if he did, I think he would have been in a bad place by now, because the amount of hate he's got, I don't think many fighters have got that kind of hate. So he doesn't really care about what you people think, or what I think, or what anybody else thinks. He's doing his thing. He's making the money. And Eddie Hearn said that, Amir Khan didn't get paid 7 million. It was nowhere near that. Again, I don't know how true that is from Eddie Hearn. I do think that 7 million might be a bit over exaggerated, but I still think he would have got paid millions for it. And even if he got 3-4 million to fight Billy Dib, it's a ridiculous amount of money. Even if you got $1 million to fight Billy Dib, that's a ridiculous amount of money to fight that fight. If you got paid 3-4 million, just say, for example, there's guys that fight super fights that get that kind of money. We're led to believe Tyson Fury got that the first time fighting Deontay Wilder. Look how dangerous that fight was. And Amir Khan just fought a guy that was a super featherweight for that kind of money. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to put it into perspective that he got paid a lot of money. I understand Eddie Hearn's frustrated. I understand that Eddie Hearn wants to make the Kell Brook fight, but Amir Khan's in a position now where the Saudi want him to fight in Saudi Arabia, and they'd probably be willing to give him good money for those fights. The Kell Brook fight's no longer that big a money fight for Khan. So Amir Khan could just fight your average guy and make millions in Saudi Arabia. The Brook fight is he doesn't really care about the Brook fight anymore. And that's my take on it. I just feel that Eddie Hearn's frustrated, but I think Eddie Hearn realizes that Khan's in a good place now, that he's find probably a hub in Saudi Arabia where they'd be able to pay him good money. He's made his money. He's picking up a good paycheck. He can fight. He doesn't even have to fight top-level opponent. He might even fight Goyat next. If the Pacquiao fight doesn't happen, he might fight Goyat. And keep picking up huge paychecks that way. You see, Amir Khan's got a huge profile. He's got a huge name. So he can do this. He can milk it like this. And eventually, because of his name, he will get a big fight somewhere down the line. But I don't think it's going to be against Kell Brook, because I think the Kell Brook fight only happens in the UK, which I'm not sure Amir Khan's interested in at the minute. I think he's going to be fighting in Saudi Arabia for a couple of fights. But who knows? You know, it may still happen later down the line. And Eddie Hearn said, I don't think he wants the Kell Brook fight next anyway. I think if he's going to take the Kell Brook fight, I think it's going to be later down the, you know, he wants it not next. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.